What is up, YouTube? It's Puro here, and yes, I'm making a rest in peace video for Brian Griffin because Family Guy was one of my most favourite shows, basically, of all time. That and The Simpsons. Now, I'm sure most of you guys know who Brian Griffin was. Obviously, he was the family dog in the Griffin family of the show Family Guy, and they kill him off. I have not seen the entire episode myself, but I have seen the video clips and I've seen that he's killed off. I didn't really want to know, but I was actually driving, and on the way, the radio, they actually released a spoiler without saying that it's a spoiler of that Brian Griffin dies. So then I already knew, so I might as well watch actually how he dies and what happens, and it's pretty sad. I had a bit of a tear in my eye. I am not gonna lie, because he was a lovable character. Most people that watch Family Guy just loved Brian and Stewie together because they thought that they were the two of the best characters, and they probably were. They made the interest in the stories of Family Guy about Lois or Chris and Meg. They weren't that good. Peter, Peter was funny most of the time, but the Stewie and Brian episodes, I guess they were my favourite. I love Family Guy altogether, but some of the best episodes were mainly with Stewie and Brian. And I don't want to get to the movies, because most of the movies were about Stewie and Brian, and the movies were just awesome, the Family Guy movies. And really, what I want to talk about is also some of the reasons why they might have killed off Brian, why they decided to, even though he was such a fan favourite. Now, I want to use the 2.5 Men as an example. As we know, they killed off Charlie Sheen off 2.5 Men, and then they brought Ashton Kutcher to be the new Charlie, but he was another character, but he was meant to act like Charlie. Now, when they announced that they were killing off Charlie Sheen, everybody went ballistic. Everybody was talking about 2.5 Men. 2.5 Men was the topic that everybody was talking about, on how Charlie Sheen quit 2.5. He was kicked off 2.5 Men, and they're going to kill him off in the next episode. And now everybody was talking about 2.5 Men. Now, this is sort of the same thing on Family Guy. If you go into YouTube and type in BR, the next thing that will come up is Brian Griffin dead, or Brian Griffin died. Go do it now. After this video, or even just on the top of the video, type in BR, it'll say Brian Griffin died. Obviously, that's how probably you got to this video, or even if you're my subscriber. Hello, my lovely subscribers. And also, just real quickly, if you guys are into Call of Duty and you're just watching this video because you feel sad for Brian Griffin, you want to subscribe, because I mostly upload Call of Duty content. But let's get back to the fact that how 2.5 Men was so popular, about the fact that Charlie Sheen died, and now everybody is talking about everybody's talking about Family Guy and how sad it is for Brian Griffin to go. Some people, I know it's hard to believe, but some people probably didn't know about Family Guy or didn't like it, and now they've heard that Brian Griffin died. Everyone is watching Family Guy. Family Guy's probably being watched more than ever, nearly more than ever. I guarantee you that now. This is probably the smartest move that they've made, the producers of Family Guy have made, because everybody's watching it now. Everybody's probably going to buy full sets just to watch the episodes of Brian, just to have his memorabilia for Brian, the guy that died, the dog that died. They probably want to kill off somebody, but Brian was probably the person to kill off in the show that made most sense, because they could probably make, obviously a new character. Obviously, most of you guys probably know that he's a new dog coming to the show, and he probably will be just as funny as Brian, but he won't be the same. Probably will not be the same. It probably will end up like 2.5 Men, and Family Guy will die just like 2.5 Men did when they brought Ashton Kutcher. Not that there was anything wrong with Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher can't speak, but it's just not the same as having Charlie Sheen, just like it's not the same as having Brian. But they probably made a ton of money off this, and probably doubled their sales of just TV shows, series that people have bought, movies that they've bought just because they have Brian on the cover, and they're like, oh my god, Brian died, I'm gonna buy that movie because he's on it and he's dead. And the money making for the producers of Family Guy has not stopped there. If you don't remember 2.5 Men, the episode that Ashton Kutcher was introduced into the show, that was what everybody was talking about. Again, so many people watched it. It was prime time, 7 o'clock, where I lived in Australia, and it's not even where 2.5 Men is from, and we didn't even have that many 2.5 Men's on Australian TV to watch. Like, there weren't even that many episodes of 2.5 Men that everybody is going to want to see how this new dog in the Griffin family is going to be, what it's going to be like. Everybody's going to watch the first couple of episodes of Family Guy, and if they like it, they'll stay. If they dislike it, they won't go. But by then, they've already made their money. They've already gotten all their ratings. They've already gotten everything that they've wanted just out of those 1 or 2 episodes of introducing that new dog, because everybody loved Brian. They want to see if this new dog that they introduce is going to be any better. That is the entire reason why they killed off Brian Griffin. That is what I see that is just what I believe. Now, you guys know how there's always that big thing that everybody's talking about at this moment in time. You know, we had the Harlem Shake, you know, and then we had Miley Cyrus, and now what do we have? We have Brian Griffin. Rest in peace.